You blinked, and Newcastle changed everything. There's a potential signing that could cost half the price, a transfer race with European giants for a new goal machine, and even Alan Shearer sending direct OAB. But hold on, because the final story today is the one that's going to blow your mind. Aye, so hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us until the end, because the real bombshell is in the third S. But first things first, a quick message for the Chelsea fans who said Newcastle supporters wouldn't show. Well, let's make sure they stay silent. Subscribe, join the Black and White Army, and let's smash through 1,000 subs. One click from you, one slap in their face. Let's go. News 1. Door wide open for Newcastle to sign Malik Thiaw. Remember that name that seemed forgotten but suddenly came back with a bang? That's right. Malik Thiaw, the AC Milan centre-back, is back on Newcastle's radar. And this time, it might actually happen. In case you forgot, Newcastle tried to sign Thiaw last year, when Eddie Howe made it clear he needed a solid right-sided centre-back. But nothing materialized. Time passed. The club chased players like Mark Guehi and ended up empty-handed. But now, the tables have turned. Milan had accepted a £21 million offer from Como, another Italian club, and it looked like Thiaw was all set to join. But guess what? He turned it down. Yep, the player said no, and the deal collapsed. So, what does that mean for Newcastle? It means the door has swung wide open. Thiaw is only 23 years old, has played in the Champions League, is a Germany international, and is seen as a defender with huge potential. Best of all, Milan are willing to sell. The player wants a new challenge, and the price is very reasonable compared to other targets. Just to put it into perspective, Newcastle were ready to spend over £40 million on Mark Guehi. So if they can get Thiaw for nearly half that, it's a proper bargain. Plus, the club has to plan ahead in defense. Fabian Schär is still reliable, but at 32, he can't carry the load forever. Bringing in someone like Thiaw now would mean Newcastle are building a smooth and smart transition for the future. Of course, he might need time to adapt to the Premier League's physical pace, but has already got the tools. Strong, technical, and confident on the ball. This is a moment for Newcastle to act fast. Everything's lined up. The price, the situation, the opportunity. It's all there. Now let's see if the club takes advantage of it. Because honestly, it's all set up to go perfectly. News 2. Newcastle joined the race for Hugo Ekitike. If there's one thing Newcastle have made crystal clear this transfer window, it's this: the attack is going to change. And as part of that plan, the club has just entered the race for one of the most sought-after strikers in Europe, Hugo Ekitike from Eintracht Frankfurt. Now, if you haven't heard his name yet, you will, because it's everywhere right now, and for good reason. Last season, Ekitike absolutely exploded in the Bundesliga. He bagged 22 goals and provided 12 assists across all competitions. That kind of form immediately caught the attention of clubs like Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United, and even some big-money teams from Saudi Arabia. But here's the twist: Ekitike has already made it clear he wants to stay in Europe. So what's holding things up? The price tag. Frankfurt have slapped a massive €100 million valuation on the Frenchman. It's a huge figure, and so far, no club has submitted an official offer. Everyone's watching to see who will make the first move. And where do Newcastle fit into all this? Simple. The club is in desperate need of attacking reinforcements. Callum Wilson is gone. João Pedro, their top target, joined Chelsea. And while the arrival of Anthony Elanga adds pace and flair, there's still a clear need for a proper centre-forward. Someone who can support Isaac, or even take over in the future, should he move on. And that's where Ekitike fits perfectly. He's 23, quick, sharp in the box, intelligent with his movement, and already proven he can perform at a high level. He also ticks all the boxes that Eddie Howe loves: young, full of potential, and eager to grow within an ambitious project. Even with the steep asking price, Newcastle might see him as a long-term investment. Strikers like Ekitike don't pop up every day, and when they do, the big clubs move fast. Of course, he's not the only option. Yoane Wissa from Brentford is also on the club's radar as a more affordable alternative. But right now, all signs point to Ekitike being the top priority. The big question is, will Newcastle be bold enough to make their move? Or will they back off and let another European giant swoop in? One thing is for sure. If the Magpies want to compete at the very top, they'll need a heavyweight name leading the line. And right now, Hugo Ekitike might just be that man. News 3 bombshell. Alan Shearer sent direct message to the PIF. Right then, now it's time for the biggest story of the day, and it comes with the weight of a legend. After 5 seasons at the club, Callum Wilson has officially said goodbye to Newcastle United. It was an emotional farewell, full of gratitude, but also a bit bittersweet. Wilson left his mark at St. James Park, no doubt, but age and injuries eventually took their toll. The club did offer him a new deal, with reduced wages, but in the end, Wilson chose to move on. And who stepped in to have their say? None other than Alan Shearer. Yes, the greatest icon in Newcastle's history, the man whose number 9 shirt will forever be a symbol of this club, decided to speak out. And he didn't hold back. On his podcast Arrest is Football, Shearer sent a clear message to the PIF and the club's decision-makers. Callum Wilson has gone. That means Newcastle need a new striker. And they need one now. According to Shearer, yes, the window has started well with Elanga's arrival. But if Newcastle want to truly compete at the top, they need a proper number 9 leading the line. And let's be honest, when Shearer talks, you listen. He even praised the Elanga signing, saying the Swedish winger could form a great partnership with Alexander Isak, especially since the two already know each other. But even so, he stressed that the attack is still short on firepower. And let's face it, he's not wrong. The club went all in on João Pedro, but Chelsea swooped in. They like Mateus Cunha, but is now off to Manchester United. They are monitoring Yoane Wissa from Brentford. And of course, as we mentioned earlier, Hugo Ekitike remains a serious target. So yes, Newcastle are active, but Shearer wants more. He wants a club to act boldly, move quickly, and think big. He wants to see Newcastle operate like a club that's not just chasing European places, but chasing silverware. And when Alan Shearer speaks, people listen. The fans listen. The media listens. And most importantly, the board listens. The truth is, this project at Newcastle is on the right path. The club is building smartly, strengthening the academy, adding quality. There's a clear identity, a sense of direction. But football doesn't wait. To truly step into the next level, you need difference makers. Players who change games. Players who carry the team forward. And in Shearer's eyes, it all starts with a new striker. Someone to take on that famous number 9 role, the same one he wore with so much pride and power. So now the question is, will the club answer the call of their greatest ever player? Because that decision could shape the entire season. And that's a wrap for today. We've had a bit of everything. A golden opportunity to strengthen the defense. A high-stakes battle for one of Europe's hottest strikers. And now, a transfer bombshell dropped by Alan Shearer himself. One that could influence everything Newcastle do next. Now it's your turn. Who should be Newcastle's new number 9? Do you agree with Shearer? Is Ekitike really the answer? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And of course, subscribe to the channel, because this transfer window is heating up and there's plenty more drama to come. Catch you in the next one. Hoey the lads.